I want to make an office where somebody wants to go out and take a fresh air. तो मुझे कैसा ऑफिस बनाना है? So I start with me. Basically, I had not decided to become an architect, but I was good with drawings, with hand sketch and a lot of things. So many of our friends and dad's friends, everybody used to come to home and they used to suggest he should be an architect or he should go to architecture. So then I started thinking about it. I had couple of seniors, like people staying around me. They were like into architecture. So I used to go to their places and then I got to understand what it is. And then I applied for it and I got it. That's my story, is that much only.
Architecture is a very decorated, yes, it attracts a lot, but it did not hit at the very first moment. So it happened much later in the process. Like after I completed 12th, I was very decided I'd become a forest officer or something like that. I was more into animals and birds and plants rather than buildings and detailing of what we're doing now. But I don't know, I found my balance here and it happened in the process. And I'm enjoying what I'm doing and I'm glad I'm here and not elsewhere in the jungles probably.
Yeah, same here. For me, architecture, since there is no background, I never had a background of, or not him also. So basically, we kept on learning, like after coming out of a college, and then we start getting small projects. From those small projects to little bigger project, then little bigger projects. We kept on learning things, and then like now we are almost 20 years working in this field. So somewhere I got to understand one thing, that it's not about because he's again a bird watcher, I am a nature lover guy. I keep on seeing things, small things, leaves, you can see in my office, like there are a lot of things. So we keep on observing those things. Everything has some pattern, color, texture, everything says something. So we don't directly use them to architecture, but somewhere when you're on your desk and you're doing something and you pop up with something, oh, I've seen that texture with that kind of pattern, let's try it here, and it goes with it somehow. That's how it is for me. So it's never a defined kind of a thing that oh, मैं आज building design करने बैठा हूँ and I'll be doing a building in this form. It happens, it grows.
In Shaurya's case, what he means by it happens is, it's a very thorough, repetitive process of scribbling, doodling, and it evolves. It's not that it directly comes like, okay, I'm sitting to do this and this is what I'm doing today. It happens in his case because the amount of sketching and scribbling that he does, drawing inspiration from anything and everything. Again, the function is all in place, the form has evolved through it, in it, around it. That's how his buildings come out to be, I think, very, very bold in terms of statement. They do have a sync where the term rightly used by you was music.
Yeah,
it does have a very beautiful pattern that flows through. Sometimes, it might sound too philosophical, but there's a lot of synchronized, symmetrical rhythm that we find in the buildings that he draws.
So that music, exactly, it's a music, like you need to hear what your site is telling you. You need to understand once the site is seen, then uske baad, when you make a massing, when you make a plan, what the plan is trying to say, like orientation. In architecture we call it orientation. What is the orientation? Then again, when you make a massing, what that massing is trying to say, like all that is kind of a singing only. You see that, you hear that, and you do things what suits to that particular project. Then every project is going to be different only. So for that, basically we have a process where we we see the site, we make a plan. Again, that plan is very important. That is one big process in my office. Like, it goes for 2 months, 3 months. It is not only me, it is my client also. Their inputs, their comfort, everything is been incorporated. After that, we start making the massing. During that massing process, I don't, particularly exactly I work on, I want to make a sustainable building. What I see is the comfort for the person who's going to use that building. Is it a commercial office building? Then I would think it in a way, I would think it in a way that I want to make an office where somebody wants to go out and take a fresh air. तो मुझे कैसा office बनाना है? What kind of office this time I want to offer? What is the current need? If it is a residential, then I'll see things. Okay, what are the current need? What people want? They want a balcony of 8 feet or they want a balcony of 16 feet. I think the lifestyle has changed and people wants to go for. So every level, every plan, and sustainability उसके साथ blend हो जाता है. So I don't do projects which is like absolutely sustainable and all that. But again, I see who's going to use it and they need to use it better way. अभी तक जो use करते आए हैं उससे एक step उनको मैं ज़्यादा दूँ. That's how I see things. I think Glad is something which was actually the way I have sketched. It has been standing right now. Like, there is no single change in the building what we have imagined or we have designed. And for that, in that also we wanted to have a kind of a breathing facade where you have an office where you slide your window, or you step out, or you just breathe the fresh air, and you have those fins which is again connected, which is again very much inspired to, I would say, sea waves. Yeah, so that is one of my favorite.
Glade was one project that I saw it earlier in the drawings in 3Ds that happened in our office, and when actually standing in front of the building, I was in awe of it. Like, finally it actually has happened the way this boy has perceived his very initial drawings about it. So I think it's come out very beautifully.
Courtyard Marriott is a very, very nice and simple building which has like very straight line and a bold statement to come up with. So we haven't tried with much like.
So he wanted to kind of respect the box that the actual structure demanded. So it's standing very strong, very bold, but at the same time, what bothered him was that entire mass as it is, and that's where he introduced this kinetic facade. So that's where we could actually feel the movement of the little gentle breeze that blows also. So it's no one picture is going to be the same. So every time you take a picture at the same angle, also you'll see a difference in the waves that happen over there. So that's what Shaurya wanted to work around also, that even though it is something so simple, so straight, so bold, he still wanted to add that little edge of difference, and I think that worked out very, very nicely. So our job is not only designing. I think it's 50% designing and 50% resolving to make our designs actually stand up over there. I think Shaurya will be able to give more heads up on that.
And yeah, definitely a lot of challenges. Every step we face challenges in a way that ठीक है, ये material final किया है. So as I told you earlier, like when you use an ACP use कर रहे हो, तो there are, आप stone use कर रहे हो, आप bricks use कर रहे हो, there is a mannerism to it, there is a format to it. You need to use bricks in this way, you need to use stone this way. The same thing goes with ACP or any cladding material. You need to know that इसका how to use it. So difficulties वहाँ पे आती है, challenges वहाँ पे आती है when you have to explain it to an applicator or to our client कि no, I want it in this span, I want it vertically formed, I want it horizontally plank form. वो चीज़ में कहीं आता है, but we have learned to.
See, somewhere in our office we have this kind of rule that whatever material we're using, you need to understand not just the limitations, but the language that the material actually speaks, be it wood, be it composite panel, be it concrete. Design around that. I mean, and that's where you can work out a correct form or shape or the actual functionality of a certain space also. And that's something that we're very strong about where our designs are concerned in our office, because ultimately, if a material used wrongly, turned wrongly, and edge detail not worked out correctly, it goes for a toss according to us. I mean, and that's what we always insist. Sometimes we even have to change our entire concept for a reason that they're not going to be able to work according to the details that we want to provide them. And that's where materials do change also, and sometimes designs change completely. But that's again a part of the evolution of a certain design.
So Aludecor, one thing what I would like to say is they come up with good variants, a lot of good textures, and one of my favorite is the sand series. Like I love that. I've used it in dark brown. I've used it in various color because I love that texture. And as we were discussing, since like last 15 years, ACP is being used. Aludecor, ACP, I'll talk about. ACP is being used so widely and so badly all over the world. So there's a kind of a hatred people have started, in their mind. No, ACP mein nahi karna hai. So it's good that you guys have come up with various textures, I would say. So we could break that mentality of people of having that silver color ka glossy thing. You can create something better than this. So that's and yeah, you guys are coming up with, as I said, a lot of textures, and I'm liking those textures, like metallic things or rustic things. Those are something very different.
And probably these finishes, again, we look at them as drawn from nature somewhere or the other,
yeah.
Be it sand, be it rust, be it
old brick walls.
Exactly. So that's what probably is drawing us again to this material to use, which probably we also had in our minds at one point of time, that a regular corporate building has to have that silver ACP, that blue glass. That's what we all have grown up looking at all around, and that's the stereotype I think we're here to break. A long way to go, but still I think India as a whole, I say there's some beautiful work happening all over the country, even in the smallest of cities nowadays. I mean, and we're enjoying that part because we're getting to meet people, we're looking at other people's work, we're doing a lot of work. It's amazing to see that we're looking at it in our own way now. I'm talking about India as a country. And somewhere we're not really comparing with the global stature of what everybody else is at. I think everyone is now pulling our own country higher, I think, in their own little manner. Even if it's sometimes just a small little building or a huge residential complex or the massive commercials that are happening all around. It's all working very, very nicely in sync overall as a collective. And India is stepping forward. I think we're in very strong shoes now.
Keep dreaming, keep growing, keep. This profession is something which is where you get to have new challenges every day when you walk to your workplace, and I think that's the most exciting part of it. That every day you're going to have something new to do, new material to explore, new people to talk to. So don't lose your heart. It's beautiful, and the only thing what I would want to advise is to have patience. Like you need to have patience to reach somewhere, to reach to your goals. That's it, and keep on working.
We're in a very lucky profession, I would say, that every day is a new day. I mean, it's in your hands that you can have a new dream every day, and don't lose heart on that. I mean, I see a lot of people getting frustrated. The younger generation I'm talking about, who get frustrated that okay, I'm not getting work, or I don't do this and I want to do that and I can't do that. There's nothing like that. I mean, it's all up to you of how strong you can make yourself be from within and go out there, dream, as Shaurya said very rightly. I mean, there's no shortcut to that, and there is no wrong turn that you can take if you are correct in your mind and if you're correct in your heart down there also, that this is what we want to go ahead with. I think just take a strong step forward.
हाय, मेरा नाम दीपेश पंचाल है। मेरी कंपनी का नाम ज़ोडिया क्रिएशन है। बाय एजुकेशन मैं डिप्लोमा सिविल इंजीनियर हूँ और मैंने ये कंपनी शुरू किया है 2001 से। और मैं जब से ACB शीट्स की इंडस्ट्री शुरू हुआ है, ऑलमोस्ट तब से सिर्फ मैं एलुडेकोर शीट्स ही यूज़ कर रहा हूँ। और हमारा जितने भी प्रोजेक्ट्स वडोदरा में चल रहे हैं, ज़्यादातर प्रोजेक्ट हमारे ACB शीट में सिर्फ और सिर्फ एलुडेकोर ही यूज़ होता है। और मोस्ट ऑफ द सीरीज़ हमारा सैंड सीरीज़ जो है वो सबसे ज़्यादा हमारा प्रीफरेबल सीरीज़ है। और उसके अंदर सैंड सीरीज़ के अंदर मेन चीज़ क्या होता है, जो शीट्स का फिनिशिंग होता है। सिलिकॉन्स ज्वाइन करने के बाद में जो मैट फिनिशिंग का जो इश्यूज क्लियर होना चाहता है वो क्लियर हो जाता है। कहीं पर शाइनिंग एक्स्ट्रा नहीं होता है तो उसकी वजह से कहीं पर भी शेड्स वगैरह डिफ्रेंशिएट होने का ऐसा कोई चांसेस नहीं होता। इसके लिए हमें सिर्फ और सिर्फ एलुडेकोर पर ही भरोसा रहता है और हम लोग इसीलिए एलुडेकोर ही यूज़ करते हैं। और हमारा वडोदरा में ज़्यादातर प्रोजेक्ट चलता है आर्किटेक्ट शौर्य एंड डेक्स्टर, अनइवन डिज़ाइन, अनइवन स्टूडियोज़। उनका सबसे बढ़िया प्रोजेक्ट जिनके साथ हमने किया है वो है कोर्टयार्ड मैरियट, जहाँ पर हम लोगों ने एक काइनेटिक फसाड का एक स्ट्रीमलाइन फसाड किया हुआ है, जिसमें दो चीज़ एलुडेकोर की बहुत ही बढ़िया चीज़ लगी हुई है। एक तो काइनेटिक फसाड है जिसमें शीट्स मूविंग पूरा होता है एज पर द विंड, जो एवरी टाइम अलग ही लुक लेता है। और एक टेरेस पर लगा हुआ एक ब्लैंक कॉइल का, जिसके ऊपर हम लोग ने टेक्सचर शीट लगाया हुआ है, वो भी एलुडेकोर का ही है। जो ये प्रोजेक्ट ज़्यादा कोई लोग नहीं करता और ना ही किसी को मालूम ही रहता है इसके ऊपर कि शीट्स के ऊपर हम लोग टेक्सचर भी कैसे यूज़ करते हैं। वो शीट्स लगने के बाद में आपका पूरा का पूरा बिल्डिंग सिर्फ और सिर्फ नीचे जो टेक्सचर वॉल के ऊपर किया है, सेम टेक्सचर हमारा शीट्स के ऊपर भी होता है। तो एक फॉल्स फ्लोर करने के लिए भी ये चीज़ हमें काफ़ी सारी हेल्प करती है। तो मैं तो प्रीफर हमेशा एलुडेकोर ही करता हूँ और आगे भी एलुडेकोर को ही प्रीफर करूँगा। थैंक यू।